CFA Level 1 February 2024 candidates. With just 6 weeks left to your exam, I'm sure you're nervous, and are you looking at what should you be doing right now? If yes, then definitely keep watching this video. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanishka and I hope you all are doing good. This video is specially addressed to my CFA Level 1 February 2024 candidates. I know your exam is barely six and a half weeks away, and all of you are, needless to say, nervous about it, worried about it, anxious about it, probably thinking what should we do now, which direction should we be heading to at this point of time. So let's tap onto all of that. But before that, if you're new to this channel, then please subscribe. I need all your love, support, and care. If you're already a part of this channel, thank you so much for joining me in my journey. I hope we stay together till the end of time. So first things first, like I said, there are about six and a half weeks left for your exam if I'm counting day one as today. And the best thing and the few things that you should be doing or should have started doing from now onwards is what this video will actually be about. First things first, please take these 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks, that is till 1 month before whatever exam date you've chosen, to complete whatever is left from your first detailed reading. If there is any topic left, if there's any particular chapter left from a reading, anything that is left from your first detailed reading or something that you've not tapped onto should be done at this point of time. What do we mean by a first detailed reading or a detailed reading in that matter? It means taking time to understand the concept of what the reading is, what the chapter is about. Either it could be through visually attending a lecture, physically attending a lecture, just spending time doing your own research if you're doing it individually, reading through the books, anything, but taking time to understand concepts. Number two, reading through the chapter. If you're doing it from the Schwezer notes, then reading the entire Schwezer chapter. If you're doing it from the curriculum notes, then reading the entire curriculum chapter. Both are equally fair. Okay. After that, practicing all the blue box questions from Schwezer, practicing all the end of chapter questions from Schwezer, and practicing all the end of chapter questions from the curriculum notes of that chapter. Yes, you have to practice the end of chapter curriculum notes even if your main study has been from Schwezer. You still need to practice from the curriculum notes end of chapter. That is very, very important. It will add a lot of weightage as compared to just doing the end of chapter Schwezer questions, because Schwezer end of chapter questions are usually very basic, very easy. It doesn't really get into the depth of things. So that is what you call a detailed reading. A little bit tweaking here and there, that is a lot of people understand and read at the same time. So if you're doing it like that, or there's a slight tweak that maybe you're not doing the end of chapter Schwezer questions, you're straight away going to the end of chapter curriculum questions, that's fair, that's okay. But basically one full detailed reading where you have understood that full chapter to the T, as much as possible you have gone to the depth of the concepts. Agar कोई चीज में डाउट आ रहा है, the loopholes that have not yet fit in should by now be fitting in. So you still have 2 weeks. If anything is left from that section, the detailed reading section, finish that now. Okay, do not drag it more than 2 weeks. 2 weeks में खत्म कर दो जो भी बचा है from that point. Second thing that you should start doing effective immediately, that is at least from tomorrow, that is January 9th, solve at least 5 to 10 ethics questions every single day from the 9th of January till 1 day before your exam. Literally 1 day before your exam tak, solve 5 to 10 ethics questions every single day, and you will solve these questions only and only from the candidate resources. No need to go through Schwezer, no need to go find some other portal, other questions, nothing. Solve the candidate resource questions for ethics. And why am I specifying this or adding so much weightage to it? Is basic common sense. The institute is setting the exam. The institute has given the candidate resource questions. Who better than them to use the practice questions from? Nobody. And at this point of time, you need to only use their material. If you have not yet read through ethics, immediately kal hi 9th January ko read ethics, understand ethics, and start this. But do not delay solving or practicing ethics every single day from the 9th of January. And for the people who've not yet read ethics, they will read ethics on the 9th of January and start solving on 10th. It is very, very important and seems very, very underrated. I know a lot of you, especially who will be giving the exam for the first attempt, will feel, ethics to bahut simple hai, I'll manage it. Believe me, it doesn't happen like that. Yes, it is very easy to understand. Yes, it is very easy to read, very easy to grasp and seem like, oh, ye to mujhe aa jayega, usme koi rocket science nahi hai. but the way the questions are asked, the way the words are twisted, and even more importantly, the way the options are given is where your mind will be blown, and that can only be tackled through practice every single day. Solving 5 to 10 questions will not take you more than 15-20 minutes at the max, if I even count you reading answer kahan galat gaya if ever. So 20 minutes you have to spare for this every single day. Number 3 that you should start doing, and very very important, please finish this also in the next 2 weeks. Okay, this is before your last 1 month revision. I'll make a separate video for that as well. Right now I'm telling you what to do in 2 weeks time at least. The next thing, like I said, that you should get going is making a formula sheet or writing down the formulas, important formulas or important points also for that matter, for every single chapter. Jitne bhi formulas very important. If there are some points that you want to remember or some kind of questions that are numerical but you've solved it through a logical approach, then write how have you derived that approach. But collate all these formulas in one place. It could be at the end of every subject notebook. Sorry guys, it could be creating a separate notebook and writing the chapter and writing the formulas, but please do this. You will thank yourself for doing this. I'll tell you why. If you have all the formulas written down, first of all, it will go much faster in your memory, right? Number 2, if you have all the formulas written down in one place, then in the last month revision, and even more than that, the last 2-3 days revision, your life will be very very easy. You will be at a lot of peace. So please do yourself a favor and get this thing done. Before I tell you the next things that you should be doing, a lot of you ask me that there's so many subjects and how are we going to retain it. A lot of you specifically keep commenting about derivatives, fixed income, quantitative analysis. Let me tell you one honest fact, okay? Derivatives, quants, and fixed income are difficult chapters. I'm not gonna lie and tell you that they're very easy ho jayega. No, they are difficult to deal with, but you have to deal with it. How should you go about this? Okay, first of all, try to get into the depth as much as you can. As much as you can being the keyword, because there are certain concepts that you might not really be able to dig in. You'll have to wait till you reach level 2, level 3. That's okay. But whatever the basic is, try to put some logic to it. Try to add some of your own logic if possible. Okay. Number 2, please make sure specifically for these 3 subjects you have done the detailed reading like I have said. Why? Because even if you feel that you don't remember things, it will go in your subconscious mind. Even if you feel that your practice questions are going on to a 0, it will still somehow go into your subconscious mind. One more additional point, whenever you are practicing for all subjects but these 3 specifically, okay, because these are the subjects where usually when we're practicing we score low and then it gets demotivating, then we completely leave it. Chhodna nahi hai. Whatever is going wrong, spend 1 hour, 2 hours, how many hours are needed to find out why it went wrong and how it went wrong. Please do not skip this step. It's okay if you're getting 0 in your practice multiple times. That's not an issue. What will become an issue is if you have not sat down to understand what went wrong. Remember, nobody cares for the amount of number of questions you did. What matters is what are you learning from those questions, right? Anyway, getting to the next thing that you should do, and which is correlated to this, in the next 2 weeks, if there are any end of chapter curriculum questions left that you have not yet solved, then please take the time out to do so right now. Okay, now isme an additional point I will add. Suppose in the next 2 weeks you've not managed to finish some end of chapter curricular questions. It's okay, as long as whatever you have done, you have followed the process of कि जो question wrong गया है, you've sat down and spent time to understand क्यों wrong गया है. Always remember, it is more important, like I said, to learn from the questions rather than the number of questions. There are people who solve 5,000, 10,000 questions and they still unfortunately do not clear. Like sometimes luck doesn't favor them. And there are people who do not solve that many questions and sometimes they still manage to clear, because even if they've done a limited number, they have spent quality time on it. What went wrong, they have spent time on it. So very very important thing for all of you to do is learn from what's going wrong. Jo right gaya, okay, fair enough. Jo wrong gaya hai, spend more time, because there's some logic that you need to understand, and mostly you will find that logic in the answer only when you read it. Next thing, and something that a lot of us take for granted, but it is really important, take the next few weeks, you're at a good space to start from now, to set your body alarm clock basis your exam time. How do you do this? If you're giving your exam in the morning, suppose you've scheduled yourself for the 9 a.m. batch, then make sure that your body is used to being most active, your mind is most alert from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Your body is trained that way, that it is the most active from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Body se zyada mind needs to be active. So set your sleeping pattern accordingly, set your study pattern accordingly, make sure you're studying maximum at that time, so that slowly your mind is being sharpened. Make sure you are putting in a lot of activities, mind engaging activities between 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. so that your mind is used to being alert at that time. Similarly, if your exam is in the afternoon, the 4 p.m. batch, then opposite. Make sure that your mind is trained to be alert from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Put a lot of mind engaging activities, keep your core study time at that time, but start doing it. We really take these things for granted, but you don't understand that if your mind is used to being switched off at a certain point, even if you know things, it will not help you think on your feet. And in the CFA exam, that is a game changer. Believe me, the uh, biggest thing they are testing you on is your mind and how alert can your mind be. Once you've studied it, things aa jata hai, concepts remain in your mind. Even if you feel you don't remember it, you will. Things go in your subconscious mind. But for it to be pushed from your subconscious mind to your actual mind, your mind needs to be alert, and that will happen if your mind is awake. So make sure you're getting into that. Last tip, and very important one, is to be a little calm, to be a little composed. I know it is easier said than done. In this week, the November results are gonna come, and I know, good, bad, ugly, if you know somebody, even if you do not know somebody, these results will somewhere affect you also. Your mind will get affected. You'll be like, oh, this is the passing rate, what's gonna happen? Oh, this has happened, what's gonna happen? My friend failed or my friend passed, what's gonna happen? Please do not let those things affect you as much as possible, right? Try to detach yourself from those things. Focus on what can be done rather than on what cannot happen or what will happen if things go wrong. Don't let those thoughts come in your mind, or even if it is, try to change the direction as much as possible, because like I said, the CFA exam is majorly testing your mind, and for that your mind needs to be very balanced. Anything extreme anxiety, depression, sadness, extreme excitement, overconfidence, these things can also affect it. So as balanced, as calm as possible. One additional extra pro tip, I know that is, I said that's the last which it was, but I just remembered, so I'll give you an additional extra pro tip. If you can spend 5 to 10 minutes, not more than that, 5 to 10 minutes every single day to play any mind game, a Sudoku, a number puzzle, a word puzzle. I specifically tell this to my level 2 candidates, but it is also very beneficial for level 1. Why? Because like I said multiple times in this video, the exam is testing your mind. So think of your mind as a knife that needs to be constantly sharpened to work well. How do you sharpen your mind? Through mind games, keeping your mind alert, meditation. So these mind games will just help you sharpen this knife called your brain. So yes, that are my few tips and few suggestions that you should be doing from now onwards. Like I said, I will also make a last 1 month video, last 4 weeks video very soon. That should come out either next week or early next week. If there is any other thing that you guys want to know, any question, any anxiety, feel free to drop it in the comment, and I promise you I will give a detailed reply for it. With that, we end this video. If you like it, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and please subscribe to my channel. It really means a lot. I'll see you guys very soon. Until then, keep sparkling and definitely keep learning.